Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. Today we are going to just talk about what it's been like for me hitting 2 years in the Air Force. I hit 2 years on March 28th, and let's get right into it. So first, do I regret joining? No. I have enjoyed this journey. Of course, there's going to be things that you dislike, or there's going to be bad days that you have. That's going to be anywhere, but I think something that has helped me appreciate the military a little more is the fact that I worked civilian side before I joined. It's been very beneficial. So I think the big difference between the military and the civilian side is I don't feel like they put your license at risk as much as they do on the civilian side, because there's just a lot that you deal with on the civilian side, and I just don't feel like the military puts your license at risk as much. They try to follow A1 guidelines, and they do the best they can to ensure you and the patient are safe. And that's not to say that the civilian side does not do it. It's just a lot harder for them because you can't just go on divert because whatever, like you because you don't have enough staffing or whatever. It's just it's a lot harder, it's a lot more. So yeah. So the best thing about being an L&D nurse in the Air Force, I would say, is the patient ratio. Benefits such as BAH, healthcare, the steady income. Like if I'm off a day, if I get sick or I'm called off or something, I don't have to worry about my check being affected by that. You're gonna get your paycheck. That's what you're gonna get. I guess the downside is you don't get paid overtime. And civilian side, you can use your PTO if you have PTO, but if you're like a night shifter or you get like weekend diff or something like that, you're not going to get that. You're just going to get your base payment for when you're out and stuff. So it's nice to have a steady paycheck. You know what you're going to get. So that nice retirement plan, military activities on base, free like fitness classes. It's different, is they do a lot of activities on different bases, and the military also has bonuses. I won't be eligible for my bonus until 2025, so another year. And they've actually increased the bonus to 25,000. It used to be 20,000 for the 4-year extension, the 4-year contract. And all that's saying is there's a shortage in L&D, right? Obviously we don't have enough nurses, so they're increasing the bonus slightly. But yeah, so that's a plus. You also have the ability to be able to get school paid for. There's different ways you can go about getting your advanced degree, but you do have to apply, you do have to be selected. So that's another struggle within itself because it is very competitive. So yeah. What are some of my dislikes? Some of the things that I dislike, some of the things I dislike are the work schedules. So this is my first base. I've only been in for 2 years. This is my first base, as in Eglin. And you work a mandatory 14 shifts in a 4-week period, where as in civilian side, you're gonna do your 312s. You're gonna do your 312s mainly, that you're required. 312s a week. And we do an extra, right? Because it's basically 7 12s in a 2-week period. So you are required to do a total of 14 shifts in the span of those 4 weeks. Now, depending on your base and your needs, you might have call shifts, which I have realized, like in Misawa, they're because I'm on the TDY to Misawa. So for Misawa, they do the mandatory 14 shifts, and then they have call shifts because staffing isn't good, right? And it's not to say they don't get called in often. They've said that multiple times that they don't get called in often. Sometimes they can get called off, but the fact of it is you're on call, and they actually pull 24-hour calls sometimes. Uh, I didn't know that before I came on the TDY, and it's not bad because, like I said, you do not get called in that often, but you're still on call. So there's that. So yeah, scheduling is something that I don't really like. You have additional duties. So not only do you have to come in here and do your job as a nurse, take care of your patient, all those things, you have additional duties that can include like infection control, safety, person over PSRs. We also have like people that are in charge like morale. Like there's a lot of different things, a lot of different additional duties. And if you're at a smaller base, you're gonna have more additional duties because you don't have as many people. Like Misawa, they have they have a lot more additional duties here than we would have at Eglin. So yeah, so that's something that I kind of dislike because I kind of miss the times of just coming in, doing my job, and going about my business, okay? And then the lack of freedom sometimes. And I say that in like, I don't feel like I've had many like restrictions on my base. Like everybody seems pretty cool. Like, as long as you're not being crazy. There are like certain bars and clubs or whatever that are like on the list that you cannot go to. That the and another thing that I just dislike is I'm not supposed to. I can't go up to work like with. Even like when I'm not in uniform, in my civilian clothes, I can't I can't have all my piercings in. Like I have snake bites, and everything, and they're like, oh, you can't have it. And I'm like, I don't know, like that just kind of, I don't know. So I'm just like, I'm not in uniform. I'm in my civilian clothes. That's not something I feel like is crazy, a piercing, right? So that's it's kind of annoying. It is what it is. All right, had to get my life together. Okay, so let's go through like a typical work day right quick. So a typical work day starts with charge nurse arriving at, if you're in charge, we arrive at 5:45, which everybody's supposed to arrive at 5:45. It used to be 5:30 that you would arrive to get report from the previous charge nurse before we go to the back to discuss assignments and such. So you get handoff from the previous charge nurse. We go to the back with the staff for that day or night, and we do assignments between the nurses, techs, and everything. Patient reports, like just a basic report on the patient, and then we go out and get report from the individual nurses, and then we just go into our normal care. We go into our normal care for our patients. At Eglin, we have 3 triage rooms, 7 labor rooms, and 2 rooms that are usually for C-sections, postpartums, and that such thing. And so, yeah, that's just a typical day. Like, that's about it. PT, you are required to do a PT test depending on your score. If you get above a 90, you can do it once a year. If you get below a 90, you have to do it every 6 months. I've gotten above a 90 both times. I've had to take it, so that's my motivation right there, not to have to take it again in 6 months, because I don't know, I hate running competitively. So yeah, so promotions. So if you come in, no experience and everything, you do 2 years, you promote the first lieutenant. You do another 2 years, you promote to captain. I came in with experience, so I promoted to first lieutenant after a few months of being into the military, and then so 2 years from November of 2022, so November 2024, I will promote to captain, and then captain is where you'll be at for a little bit. Like, you'll be there for a minute, getting experience, whatever, and before you can promote to major, because that one is not an automatic promotion. The other two are automatic promotions from to first to captain. Those are automatic promotions. So what's next? So I got accepted into a DMP program. I'm supposed to start that this summer. I'm excited about that, but I'm also applying to AFIT because I still want to apply to AFIT, which is it's like through the military's for the military to pay for it, for the military to, like, for you to be able to just go to school and not have to work and go to school. If I just end up doing just the civilian program by itself, then I'll have to go to school, and I'll have to go to school and work. And it's possible. If I had to do it, I'll do it. Like, if I don't get AFIT's approval this year, then I'm just gonna finish my classes and just do it on my own. But the goal is to get into AFIT. We have, let's see, I have to make a video about the whole AFIT program because I had already applied and gotten into USHUS, but I didn't get it because there's two different applications that you have to do for this. You have to get into the military school or whatever school you're going to, whatever program you're applying to, and then you have to also get the approval from AFIT. So yeah, and yeah, so that's about it. That's about everything that I've pretty much been up to in these 2 years of being in the military. Please comment below, subscribe, like this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.